Hi, students. How are you doing? Welcome to Nanya Sima. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you are great. So, this man came out saying that I'm not sure he's disappointed, but majority of the people that were all out on this TikTok and other social media saying that they are going to vote for Kamala Harris did not vote for Kamala Harris. And I said this from the onset that you will find out after the election that majority of your favorites did not vote for who they said they were going to vote for. And I am not I am disappointed, right? Because like really, I put I was really all out for my people because that is the best I can do. My word of mouth, trying to spread the message across and all that. And in the end, it happened the way that we said it. Black women actually knew that, and Black people in general knew like something was going to go wrong. But they did not know that it's going to be this extent because when you look at the people that voted against their own interest, I mean, it's just something I don't want to imagine, right? And then the people that also helped these people, to carry the trophy. I am also mad till this very moment until next tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow and other days, I will still be very mad because Black people came all out for you, and you all came all out for them. And now, I hope nobody calls Black women for anything. Let's get into
People that said that they were going to vote for Kamala didn't vote for Kamala. And you know who's the example of that? Sarah Haynes from The View. And I think The View is a liberal show. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want you to watch this because she slipped up.
I do disagree on her policy because I'm someone that's really big on the robust public schools, and it's just a policy debate. But I recognize that due to my vote, this is one of the consequences I'm going to get. But I don't think he's going to tear down the Department of Education.
I don't think the rest of them caught that, but I caught that. And there's a lot of, this explained the polls, there's a lot of in the closet Trump supporters. And before the election, she was talking about, oh, I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris because she got a good heart. That's the reason why I'm going to vote for her. Come to find out, she never even voted for her. And that's evidence. But whenever you hear her on her show defending Trump, like in third person, like, oh, this is why the people voted for him. Those are the reasons why she voted for him. This is what you call playing in your face. Like, and there's probably like a million Sarah Haynes out there just playing the role, but doing something totally different behind closed doors. And when it comes to that word solidarity, it really doesn't mean anything without action. You have to show me something. And they clearly, it's just lip service.
Black people today are entirely too focused on empathizing, communicating, gaining validation, participating, and contributing to any European-owned systems. You are entirely too obsessed with these things to ever be free. This is your issue. This is where all of you are spinning around in circles like a damn tornado. You are stuck and will forever be stuck because you can't seem to separate yourself from your enemy. You can't seem to fathom, you can't seem to even acknowledge the fact that in order for you to gain freedom, you're going to have to start prioritizing the well-being and welfare of this community over the prosperity of the person you all complain about. If you're not going to do that, if that is not an option for you, if that is not a priority for you, you're not pro-black, you are not an individual that's for the community, you're not even black, you're more European than anything else. There are so many of you on these social media apps in live streams, posting videos, trying to empathize and gain empathy and sympathy and communicate and understand the European. You've been doing this for hundreds on hundreds on hundreds on hundreds of years. It has done nothing but put you further and further down the rabbit hole of enslavement. You wonder why we make no progress. You wonder why things don't change. Well, let me tell you why exactly things don't change. Right now, there are 1,000 different live streams going on where black women are attacking black men, and there are another 1,000 where black men are attacking black women. Right now, there are live streams where black men are talking about why single mothers should be quiet, and there are live streams where single mothers are saying why black men are irrelevant. This is why you are all still slaves. You cannot be on both sides of the fence. You cannot be pro-black while simultaneously promoting European agendas, talking about black men aren't needed, talking about black women aren't needed. We both are needed to move forward. This is why we can't move forward, because you're too obsessed with attacking each other when you should be looking in the mirror and addressing your trauma and addressing all the things that put you emotionally and mentally in the shackles that you're in today. And when you're all not doing these things, guess what? You are on your knees begging and pleading to supremacists and Europeans for more validation, for more empathy, for more respect. You are begging the person that is proud of your economic status, your mental status, your emotional status in this country. You're begging for the validation and empathy from people that are proud of exactly where you are at. And even when this isn't even the case, you run down to the polls, throw your vote away for free, disrespecting all of our ancestors. You haven't put nothing in writing. You haven't even gotten any exact numbers together for how the reparations will be distributed and how much each individual is supposed to get. You even still beg and plead for these reparations and allow them to dangle them in front of your eyes every 4 years as a way to get you down there to vote. You have all made yourselves a joke. You have all made yourselves a plaything, a toy that the European comes in to use whenever and however they choose to do so. So after all this that's been said, if you are still confused, looking for a solution, the same solution that has been said over and over and over again that you all seem to can't come to terms with, be kinder and more respectful to each other. We need each other. Whether if you're a black American in America, whether if you're a black woman in America, whether if you're a black man in America, whether if you are either or in Africa, whether if you're a black person anywhere worldwide, we need each other as a nation to move forward. If you can't bring yourself to even be kind to each other, if you can't bring yourself to stop being disparaging and disrespectful to black women and black men, you're not pro-black, you're European. You're not black, you're white. Stop begging for white allyship. Stop being out here on these live streams begging for white allies. There are no white allies. There are no good police. There ain't none of that. If you didn't learn nothing over the past few weeks or month or so, they've just showed you you are not a value. You are not a priority, nor are you even a consideration in their mind. So when will you become a consideration, a priority, a value in your own mind? When will you, black women, when will you, black men, become a priority, a value, a consideration in your own mind? Because only then will you be able to make any progress in this community and begin to move forward. You cannot create black women only groups. You cannot create black men only groups. You cannot create black African American only groups. You cannot create African only groups. You cannot do nothing without unity in this community. And because you all obsess over keeping this community divided, you're all convicted and sentenced to a lifelong term, a lifelong curse of being at the bottom of the totem pole.
I'm going to sound like a bitch here, and I know I'm going to get some hate for this. Yes, I'm going to say what's on my mind, and maybe you're going to block me. But you know what? I don't give a shit. I have made a mistake of associating myself with some palm-coloured people who claim to be allies of people of colour, and I've come to realise that their stance was absolute bullshit. They were performative allies. I was friends with a performative ally on this app, and whenever I raise issues of racism with them, they just turned a deaf ear to it. And when one of their friends, a performative ally, was absolutely hostile to me, they didn't do anything about it. Some months ago, a person of colour we used to follow one another, warned me about people who were performative allies, and I didn't listen to them. I and that person are no longer friends. But despite what happened between us, she was right. If you claim to be an ally for people of colour, I want to see that your actions are genuine and you're not just all talk. And if you see anyone displaying anything racist to your friends of colour, call it out. I don't want you to give excuses for them, such as, oh, they're neurodivergent, they're mentally unwell, they're having a mental health episode. A couple of months ago, my next door neighbour who has mental illness, I believe he has psychosis, was shouting all these racist things from his place in the middle of the night. I strongly believe that it was aimed at me, and I did report it to the landlord and the police. I know he's mentally unwell, but he knows what the fuck he was doing. On one live, I ran into someone who has DID. I'm not outing them. And when they had one of the episodes, they had the cheek to say something racist. No, I'm not being ableist. Us women of colour can read you for filth. That's why we can't take you seriously if you say, oh, I'm racist because I'm autistic or I'm mentally unwell. No, you saying that is also ableist. And you know what type of white person I like? White people who are very honest about their views and are not telling lies. As Malcolm X said, liberal, palm-coloured people are like foxes in the wild. I don't want any of your ball bracelet bullshit. I want you to be honest about yourself. End of.
So please don't attack this person. Don't send them any hate. But this right here, this is what happens when you have young people that aren't educated either on history or how to think logically. First off, if you're not black, I strongly recommend you don't tell black people what they are doing to choose to be enslaved. You don't know anything about slavery, I promise you. You really don't. You see, most of us have family members that taught us what it was really like when our ancestors were enslaved, because their parents taught them and their parents taught them. And it wasn't that long ago, so it wasn't that many generations where the information was lost and altered over time. It's very well known for us. So telling us that we're choosing to be enslaved because you have some magical knowledge is white supremacy. It's you believing that you know better than black people, what black people have gone through, and how to avoid what we've gone through before. You see, there was this little movement that we put together, civil rights movement. You might have heard of it. You are a person of color. You are a brown person, and you would not have the rights you have right now if it hadn't been for us black people putting together this little civil rights movement. And before that, you would have been subject to a lot of the racisms, a lot of the racisms that you aren't subject to now. So saying that going Harris is a poster child for white supremacy, as if you have some inside knowledge that the entire black community, which overwhelmingly voted for her as opposed to the actual white supremacist running for office, this just isn't a good look. You should probably be a little bit more mindful, a little bit more demure in how you say things, especially to black people. As my mama used to say, watch your fucking mouth or get popped in it.
This is all I got from this video, and shout out to everybody that came all out to talk of this. And the truth is that right from the onset, I didn't know how, but thank God for black content creators, black women. Most of the things that I have learned when it comes to some certain things happening, it's from you, right? So that credit, I give it to you. I said this from the beginning before the election, that we will still find out that majority of your favorite content creators did not vote for who they said they were going to vote for. You all remember I brought videos, Mama Todd, and so many of them saying that, the people found out that they are Trumpers, right? And then they still came out to, debunk that they are not, they are for blue and all that. When they finished the election, they run out of the internet, and they did not speak, they did not say anything about it till this very moment, right? And also, I do not have problem with that because I know from the onset that they are absolutely going to effort. So majority of them came out to say that they are going to vote for blue when they are going to vote for red, right? So what they did was trying to give some people false hope, not like they were trying to give black, because black women saw this coming. I think the only thing that really hurt them so bad is that they are really disappointed. It's not like they are kind of surprised because, you all can see there are so many stories surrounding a particular person, right? And they all ignore that because how do you expect them to liberate you? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So most time when it comes to liberation, right? They are not willing and ready to liberate people that are not of their type. So they want to do things for themselves and let you figure yourself out. Because sometimes I feel like, that when they liberate you as a black person or as a person of color, so who do you want them to look down on? I'm sorry to use this word, but check it out. So this is what they feel. Because I have really heard them say, if she wins, what will happen to us? How are we supposed to cope? That they are going to take all the jobs from us and we have to depend on them to feed, to do everything, and then end up saying we do not want to be the minorities, because if we let her win, we are not getting anything. So sometimes it's like they know this is not good for them, but they just want to, I call them stomach infrastructure, people that only care about what they will get for a particular period of time, or it's just all about them. Any other person, it's not like, I don't have to care about you. If you look at how people voted, especially black people came out for everybody. And that is one of the reasons why I will never get over the fact that other people of color messed up. I will not get over it. And I will continue to say it, right? Because you all helped them. You all helped them with your votes. If they had decided, okay, we are going to do red like all the whites, because they all cannot win. They cannot win. Only them. But the people that we expected, or black people expected to, like, come through, for themselves, also came through for these people. Like, what are we talking? What are we saying? So I will never get over the fact that a majority of the people of color messed up. And that is why, like, I have really been so, I don't know, but kind of, I think I just, like, trying to stick to my people. And like the black woman said, most times they do things and I think they don't know what they are doing. They know what they are doing. And I love the fact that things also happen the way it is. Black women already on vacation, which I love. So everybody will sort. I'll let everybody sort themselves out. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.